New Haven also a nice solid win over Heritage. Let's talk about some of the top performers, and it's hard when you talk about the top performers to not mention the running back for the Bulldogs. Introduce me to Tavon Hurst.
Well, I tell you what, Tavon Hurst, he's a little guy, only 5'7". He's a junior, so maybe not a lot of people knew about him. But Lucas Salerno was hurt, so Heritage probably thought, hey, New Haven's quarterback's hurt. We've got a chance here. That would not be the case. Tavon Hurst, 341 yards and 5 touchdowns. He gets the fantasy player of the week. Whoever had him number 1 in the fantasy draft, they're going to be happy with his production. I know New Haven doesn't want to run the ball to that degree all year long. They want to have a more balanced attack once Salerno comes back. But for 1 week, hey, that's all they needed, and they got it done. They just crushed Heritage. And usually that's a game that comes down to the final play.
Yeah, and we've already talked about Codie Appenzeller, 5 touchdowns for Homestead. Ramon Wright, he had 3 touchdowns for Bishop Dwenger, and it just seems like there's a lot of players already starting to, I guess, separate themselves as top players in the area already.
Well, there was no kind of easing into the season this year. There were guys that just dominated right from the first kickoff, and like you said, those names that you mentioned were really tough. But Lures, I mean, I don't know how in the world you prepare for Lures, because Kanapke can hurt you, Steve Kiermaier can hurt you, although he had a high ankle sprain, walked off the field at the end of the game with a big ice pack on his ankle, but he said he'd be back. Quyan Maddox was dominant. Kenny Mullen was dominant. And we haven't even gotten to Jalen Smith, the sophomore running back, who is just a stud. He is a big boy. He's going to remind you a lot of his brother, Roderick Smith. And so all of those guys just had great performances right from the week 1. So that obviously the heat of August didn't prohibit them from getting in shape and getting their strength up. And you know, I think that's a testament to the summer conditioning programs that teams have. High school athletics really nowadays is a year-round sport. And so these kids are not just starting on August 1st. They're working out in the weight room and doing conditioning and 7-on-7 all year round. And it really showed in that first week.
Yeah, the first week goes to the running backs for sure.
Yes, it does.